Okay, I'm going to walk you through Riman's global compensation plan, which is actually one of the most competitive that I've seen in the industry. Most companies pay out between 45 to 50%, and this actually pays out 57% on the revenue. And the reason why they're able to pay out higher is because the company is completely vertically integrated. And what that means is that they own every step of the process from farm to face. They own the patents, they own the land, they own the smart farms where they grow the giant Biang the patented ingredients. They even own the bottling facility that makes the bottles that the product comes in. So since they've cut out the middleman, it gives them more room to invest into first class marketing and the compensation plan, which we're going to go through. So this comp plan actually pays out 6 different ways. And the first one that I'm going to show you is the retail side. Now, on the retail side, you can earn a base commission of anywhere between 10 to 44% based on your rank. But here's what's interesting. You can actually lock in 2 of the ranks for life. So you can lock in 20 or 30% for life and never lose it. Most plans out there, you have to climb your way back up the ladder every single month to requalify. But this, once you hit manager, you lock in 20%, or senior manager, you lock in 30%, meaning you could be gone for a year, come back, you're still going to earn 30% day one starting out. Now, what's also great is they've added a top retailer bonus onto that base commission. So you can earn an extra 5 to 10% added onto that base commission based on the amount of sales that you do in a month. So if you do 2,000 SP in sales in a month's time, instead of 30%, you're going to earn 35%. Or if you do 4,000 in sales in a month, instead of 30%, you're going to earn 40%. So this is really great. So this plan on the retail side means that you can earn between 10 to 54% based on sales. Now, what's also interesting about this plan is it also has rollover volume in it, which means your volume is going to roll over to the following month to help you towards rank advancement. So, for example, let's take that manager rank where you could lock in 20% for life. The way that you do that is if you do 1,000 a month for 3 months in a row, it's going to total 3,000, and you're going to lock in that 20% for life and never lose it. Now, something interesting is it doesn't have to take you 3 months. You could do this your first month, your first day, your first week. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. Now, let's take that senior manager rank where you can lock in 30%. If you do 2,000 a month for 3 months in a row and you total 6,000, you can lock in 30% for life. Again, it doesn't have to take 3 months. You can do it much faster. Now, it also doesn't have to be your first 3 months. It could be, any 3 consecutive months throughout the year that totals that 3,000 or 6,000 to lock in those percentages. Now, let's talk about, we kind of went over the base commissions. The first 3 ranks, planner, manager, senior manager, are almost like affiliate positions where you can earn up to 40% without having to build a team. Now, team leader does actually require some team building requirements, and this is where you can tap into even more of the 6 different ways that we get paid off the comp plan. And this is 50,000 over 5 months. So if you do 10,000 a month, 5 months in a row, it's going to total that 50,000. There is a little bit of team structure needed. And again, it doesn't have to take 5 months. You can do it much faster. So let's talk a little bit about another enhancement in the compensation plan. This is something new in the comp plan where they added a unilevel component to it. Now, this is the second way that we get paid. This is where you can earn a percentage off of 6 different levels in your organization. Now, here's what they did is when you have 1,000 SP in a month's period, you can actually unlock this unilevel pay. But here's what's so brilliant about what they did. If you have everybody running towards the same goal, what happens to volume? Let's say you have, 1,000 people on your team all running for 1,000 SP. You just put $1 million in volume in your organization. Let's say you have 100 people running for the same goal. You just put 100,000 in volume on your team. So when you have everybody with the same rhythm, running for the same goal, focusing on the same activity, It creates big wins. And so this is really incredible. Now you can actually bypass some of these ranks. Let's say you're a manager and, at manager, you earn 2 levels of the unilevel. But let's say you're a manager that does 5,000 SP in sales in a month's time. You can actually bypass and jump 2 ranks and earn 6 levels of unilevel pay like a team leader would. So this is really neat that they've added these extra components, these extra lily pads where you can bypass ranks if you're doing really well in sales. And the only other requirement is you need to have 10 lifetime customers. These are not monthly. So let's just take that, senior manager. It says 1,000 SP. We know that's 90% on the dollar sold, and 10 lifetime customers. So these 10 customers, they're not every single month. They are total cumulative since you've been with Riman. Now, here's the other thing. They technically don't even have to have an order attached to them. They could be 10 customer accounts in the system. So, and the reason why they allowed that is because so many people are having fun doing K pop-up events and selling products at their parties, at their pop-ups, that if people are purchasing from the party, they can still go ahead and create a customer account and count towards your lifetime customers. So let's talk about a hypothetical example on the unilevel. So let's say that you were going to, let's say you had a perfect organization, which we know doesn't always happen, but just in this scenario, let's say that you have 3 who gets their 3, who gets their 3, who gets their 3, all the way down 6 levels. If every single person in that perfect tree had their 1,000 SP, then you would actually earn $33,000 just off that one way that we get paid on the unilevel. 33,000. This is just one of the 6 ways that we get paid. Well, let's lowball it. Let's say that only 10% had their 1,000 SP. You would earn $3,300 just off the unilevel. Or what if everyone had double? What if everyone had 2,000 SP? You would actually earn $66,000 just off the unilevel pay alone. So I hope that makes sense on the unilevel. Next, I'm going to talk about leadership check matches, which is the third way that we get paid. Now, this is really incredible because this is going to reward you for helping others promote to team leader. So when you hit team leader and you help other people hit team leader, you can actually check match on what they do. So this does not have to be personally sponsored by you. What it's going to do is the system is going to reach down to the first team leader, whether it's 2 levels or 10 levels away. It's going to reach down to the first one, and you're going to check match 40% off of their team check. So then the system is going to reach down to the next team leader. You're going to check match 20%. It's going to reach down to the third one. You're going to check match 10%. So as you graduate through the ranks, director, you're now check matching 4 team leaders deep, senior director, 5 team leaders deep, national director, 6 team leaders deep. These check matches can really add up. And just to kind of blow your mind on this a little bit, let's say that you have somebody in your team, you didn't even personally sponsor them, but you have somebody on your team, that's your first team leader deep, and that person is a total rock star and they're doing 50,000 in commissions off of their team, and you are going to check match 40%, you would be check matching $20,000 off of that. So it absolutely happens. We see this happen with people, but you can definitely do the numbers and the math and see how this is going to keep stacking and really start building that solid paycheck when you help other people do well in their organization. So let's talk about the fourth way that we get paid. Now, this is where we get differential pay on our open group. So this open group pay actually applies to every single rank, but I'm going to show you an example at team leader. So let's just say you're a team leader at 40%. What happens is when you're a team leader, now this is driving the right behavior. This is really going to incentivize you to go create new groups because you're going to collect a really big override for doing that. So let's say you're a team leader at 40%. You go recruit a new planner who's at 10%. you're going to earn the difference between what you make and what they make. So if you're at 40% and they're at 10%, the difference would be 30% that's going to roll up to you. So you're going to earn 30% off of their volume on that level. Now, let's say that that planner has a manager who's at 20% and you're at 40%, 20% is going to roll up to you. Let's say that that planner recruits a planner and 5% is going to roll up to their sponsor because even though they're the same 10 and 10, the system is still going to pay them for sponsoring that person. So it's still going to give them 5%. But then 25% is going to roll up to you because now you're getting the difference between what the sponsor gets and where they're at. So if they're at 10%, the planner, their sponsor is getting 5%, 25% is going to roll up to you. So same thing, let's say that you're a team leader at 40%, you have a senior manager who's at 30%, 10% is going to roll up to you because you're going to take the 40 minus the 30. So all these differentials are going to roll up to you. You're going to collect all of this differential pay from anyone who is not the same percentage as you. So it's a huge incentive to go out and start new groups. You can pick up a lot of cash this way. So remember, let's say that you're a team leader at 40% and now you have a team leader underneath you at 40%. You're not going to collect the differential pay on them anymore because you're at the same 40 and 40, but remember that 40% check match. Now you're going to collect 40% of their check. So it really drives the right behavior. We really love how this works out. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you the fifth and sixth way that we get paid. So do you see at the bottom where it says leadership override? Now, when you hit director and you help someone else, when you're hitting director, you help other people, of course, outside of your unilevel pay, outside of your check matches, you're going to pick up an extra 2, 3, or 4% on that organizational volume below your unilevel pay. So this is really incredible where I know a lot of times people could get blocked from earning on multiple levels. And so this is going to allow you to pick up a percentage of the volume outside of your unit level. Now, you can also collect revenue sharing, profit sharing from the company. When you hit director and above, now you're going to collect points that's going to accumulate to profit sharing from the company's profits. So these are the 6 different ways that we get paid with the company. So let's talk about requirements. Now there's 7 ranks total in the company. These are the first 4. You can see that the first 3 ranks that we talked about, you can earn up to 40% without having to build a team at all. So you get to pick your path where you want to be. Now, the only requirement when you are a manager or senior manager to get paid is to have 3 customers. Now, these can be new customers, existing customers. It could be any size order. It could be 3 $25 cleansers. It doesn't matter. That's the only requirement. So let's say that you had your 2 and maybe you didn't have your 3rd. You know, life happens. Maybe you're out of town, you got busy. What happens to your commissions? This is really neat. The company will actually hold your commissions and pay you your commissions on the following pay period when you have your 3 customers. So if you get your 3 customers the following month, they're going to pay you the month that you missed and they're going to pay you the current month. I've never heard of a company doing this. Normally, companies try to find a reason to keep your money. That's not what Riman does. Now, let's move into team leader, where there is a little bit of team building requirements. So remember, this is 50,000 over 5 months. So if you do 10,000 a month for 5 months in a row, it can be any 5 consecutive months that totals 50,000. It doesn't have to be your first 5 months. Any 5 months that totals 50,000, you are going to be on track for team leader. The only structure requirements you need is you need to have 3 senior managers, 1 in each leg. Now, remember, what did we say about a senior manager? That's a lifetime rank. So what that means is once somebody hits 3 senior manager and locks in that 30%, they count towards your requirement towards team leader. So let's just take those 5 months. Let's say you did 10,000 a month for 5 months in a row. Again, you can do it faster. It's up to you. And let's say you got a senior manager in month 1 a senior manager in month 3, and a senior manager in month 5. Those all count towards the requirement because it's a lifetime rank. They don't all have to hit or be active in the same month. And the only requirement is they need to be in 3 separate legs. It doesn't have to be personally sponsored by you. They just have to be somewhere in that line. Now, the requirement to be commission qualified at this rank is 5 customers. Again, new customers, existing customers, any size order. Now you can see here, these are the last 3 ranks in the company, and at director and above, you can see that's where you're now tapping into additional percentages on your organizational volume. You're tapping into profit sharing. Now, a director, you need to have 3 team leaders, 1 in each leg. They don't have to be personally sponsored by you. They're coming somewhere in that leg. And you're also going to need your 5 customers to be active. And then to maintain director, it's $100,000 a month. Now, any goal that you're going for, whether it's the $50,000 for team leader or the 600,000 to initially hit director. Now that's 600,000 over 6 months, so 100,000 a month for 6 months in a row. Now to maintain it, it's 100,000 a month. You can count 50% of the rank that you're going for from one line. So let's say you have a line with $1 million in it, which is amazing. You're going to get paid on that, but you can only take 50,000 of that line towards the requirement of the 100,000 you need for the maintenance on director. And then the other 50,000 can come from a combination of any other leg. Now you could have 10 legs doing 10,000 each, and there you go. That's going to be that maintenance requirement. So senior director is 300,000 a month maintenance, and you need to have 2 directors, 1 director in each line. And then a national director is 500,000 a month, and that's 4 director lines. So a director in each line with 4 lines. Now, I do want to mention that when you're getting started, you can go fast or you can go a little bit slower. It's up to you. We do have some starter kits where you get more product for less money. It's a better deal. It comes with free products in it. Now, you could enroll 4 people with the big kit and lock in senior manager at 30% for life, or you could enroll 20 people at the basic kit and do the same thing, lock in 30%, 6,000 for life. For me, I would personally rather enroll 4 at the premium kit versus 20 at the basic kit. So you can really see the power and the numbers behind the kits and how it can really affect your volume. And since they don't require a subscription or an auto shipment, and it's only $20 to partner with the company, this is a really great way to go where you're buying your inventory up front. So that way I used it to sample the products. I used it to grow my business. I used it for pop-up events. I sold some of the product to make my investment back. And some people use strategy in the kits where some people understand how locking in 30% means now you can collect differential pay on everything that you do faster. So some people will come in and get 4 of the kits initially themselves. Some people come in and get 2 of the kits to lock in 20%. It's really up to you. I always tell people just to understand the strategy, but again, don't not pay your utility bill. You have to do what's right for you. Now, this is how we recommend building. You only need 3 senior manager legs to hit team leader, but don't ever make your minimums your maximums. Think in terms of 10. You want to build wide for profit and then build depth for stability. So for a lot of, people that we have that are building this way, they are maximizing their check. We have team leaders who are earning multiple tens of thousands of dollars building this way. So a lot of people want to know what's the best way to build, how can I maximize my check? This is exactly how you can do it. Now, this is just a recap on everything that's needed at the ranks. So at manager and senior manager, the volume that counts towards the 3,000 and 6,000 can come from your personal purchases, your personal customers, your personal recruits, and your personal recruits customers. So remember, we said you can earn up to 40%, almost like an affiliate at these ranks. So it's going to be based a lot on personal production. Now, at team leader and above is where you're now counting the volume from your entire team. So remember, team leader is 50,000 over 5 months. 3 senior managers, one in each line. That 50,000 could come from your entire team. So I hope that this helped give you a solid breakdown and an overview on the Riman compensation plan. Of course, if you would like to see the full PDF and print version, get back to the person that shared this with you, and we hope to welcome you to the Riman family soon. Thanks, everyone.